I am not a robot. Amazing. So it works on so many levels, doesn't it? It's actually so cool. Hello, welcome to this video. My name's Dan, aka Lucent. I'm a music producer and songwriter, and today I'm finally going back to Marina. Thanks for being patient. I'm going to be listening to the Family Jewels for the first time. Let's go. Yes. Okay, so I know it's been a really long time since I did a Marina album. I'm very sorry, Marina fans. There's been a lot of new albums to react to over the last couple of months, to be honest. You know, I usually do a vote at the beginning of the month, but I thought, you know, I'll do the votes again at some point. But with last week being Ed Sheeran, next week being Taylor, the week after being Adele, I was like, you know, when am I actually going to get another Marina reaction? If you haven't been following the channel, I did Ancient Dreams and Modern Land when that came out. And then I did Electra Heart. I don't know why I went and did Electra Heart and not Family Jewels first. Bit random. So now I'm going back to where it all began and doing the Family Jewels, and then I guess I'll do Fruit and then Love and Fear after those. Yeah. But before we get started, if you haven't already, then make sure to subscribe to the channel and make sure to click on the like button if you like this video. We've got a whole bunch of big new reactions coming up. Then you'll be there and you'll get the notifications and you can join in on the live chat and you can do all of that lovely stuff. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to stream my new song Criminal as another way to support the channel. Right, okay, let's get onto this album then. Marina, the Family Jewels, song number 1. This is Are You Satisfied?
I was pulling up my hair, chemically calm.
Interesting.
Was just about to change.
Oh, okay, just starting off in her career.
Cat got the cream, oh, Marina is a dreamer. If you don't see what I see.
So everyone's kind of said that she's been a bit of a dreamer and, you know, maybe she's not going to make it as a star and now she's been signed.
Are you satisfied?
Yeah.
My way in life.
Yeah, huh. She's kind of contemplating quite heavy things, I think.
I agreed to succeed. Yeah.
I like the kind of fake nice of this song, you know.
It's my problem, it's my problem.
It's kind of frenetic, isn't it?
If I
It's cool.
I want to die.
Yeah. Jeez. Do I need to lie to make my way in life? Yeah, wow. Kind of contemplating what it's going to take for her to have a more, successful life rather than the average life.
In this life,
The song does speak to me, actually, you know. Ooh, nice. I like this middle A. I like how it's kind of been stripped back. It's building the tension quite well.
Are you satisfied?
Yeah, it's interesting, the chorus doesn't necessarily go where you expect it musically. I love that she's kind of taking on this topic in a pop song. You don't hear it often, do you?
Are you satisfied? Are you satisfied?
Cool. I liked that, actually. I like that quite a lot. I like how it was quite unexpected in the way that the chorus went. It doesn't go straight into the typical chord patterns and stuff. But I really love mostly what she's talking about and how it seems like this is at the beginning of her being signed, right? And she's looking back at how her family and friends are always oh, you're such a dreamer, but she's on the precipice of something big. But she's kind of asking herself, are you satisfied with an average life? I think she's looking at it and thinking, actually, you might have been signed, but you might not be a success. So you need to be happy with an average level of success and an average life, you know, because she's kind of tempering her expectations a bit, I think. But it does speak to me quite a lot because I've always been quite ambitious, especially creatively. But I think something that I've had to learn is you need to learn to be satisfied with what you have at the time. And if you manage to fulfill your aspirations and everything, then that's great. But that's more a bonus, because otherwise you spend most of your life not being satisfied with your life. And then you look back and you kind of think, oh, I didn't enjoy some of the actual great stuff that has happened to me and that I've actually kind of experienced. Yeah, that was a lesson that I had to learn, I think. And something I'm still coming to terms with, I think. Okay, let's go on to the next song. Song number 2, this is Champagne, which seems to be like champagne, but also it's sham and pain as in ooh, I like the 80s drum and synth pad. Sleep is not my friend. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Wow, yeah, nice. One chord chorus, huh? Cool, interesting. Drinking the pain away. Toast to the bride of the fairy tale ending. Wow. Maybe she's not satisfied and then she's drinking away the pain, yeah. I feel celestial. I guess it's like feeling like you're untouchable because you've kind of got this like, you know, drinking this very decadent drink and getting drunk and whatever. But there's a very dark side to that. Very cool. I love the synth side of it. Huh? It's so playful. I love it. Like this. This is really cool. It kind of like has this kind of like Pet Shop Boys kind of vibe, doesn't it? Make of an angel's tears and pain. Feels like a kind of criticism of celebrity in a way, doesn't it, I think? Cool. I like that. That's really cool. As a vibe, I really like that. Very kind of forceful 80s in your face kind of vibe. And I love like how playful the synths get in the middle 8 where it's like whoop, 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 whoop. I don't know, there's something about Marina's music that is kind of has this like essence of like kind of childish playfulness in a way that's like under the surface between the lines. There's always like this kind of element of darkness, you know, which is very kind of, I think, representative of like human nature. The music kind of on the surface is like putting on a front, but actually like there's a lot of moments that reveal the darkness. Like she's singing about like drinking champagne and feeling celestial, feeling above it. If you were to kind of just listen to the hooks, you kind of think, oh, this is like a celebratory kind of song. But actually when you actually really listen to it, she's like, you know, I can't sleep. I'm drinking like the tears and the pain of the angels and stuff like that. It's like very, has this kind of real dark side to it. Yeah, and then obviously the title is Champagne spelt wrong, with the words sham and pain in it. So it's very much like, you know, it's all fake. It's all actually like painful and dark, but we're drinking champagne to cover it up. So it works on so many levels, doesn't it? It's actually so cool. Yeah. Huh. That's great. Love that. Drinking champagne. Let's go on to song number 3. This is I'm Not a Robot.
You've been acting awful tough lately.
Who's she singing to?
It's just a little baby.
Inside you're just a little baby.
It's okay to say you got a weak spot. To be hated, then loved for what you're not.
Yeah, about being real and about being emotionally realistic.
You are not a robot.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Yeah. I like, yeah, she's kind of admitting that she's an emotional person and it's just natural to be human. Isn't there a song on Ancient Dreams that has a similar vibe?
You are so magnetic.
You're so magnetic. I love that actually. That's a really clever line.
Just open up and sing.
Yeah.
I am not a robot.
I love how she kind of sings that like almost like in a robotic way. I am not a robot. I like this. Ooh, I like that.
Turn my power on. Let the drum beat drop.
Nice. Nice. I like that. I feel like hearing these songs, it's really filling me in a little bit more on like who Marina is. I like that this is like building somewhere, you know? Ooh, nice. Ah, beautiful strings, huh? A little bit melancholy. I love a little bit of melancholy to everything. Oh, I love that. So lovely. Yeah, especially the ending. I am not a robot. What was the song? There's a song I'm thinking of. Highly Emotional People. Yeah. I'm getting similar kind of energy from that. It's very much part of her perspective, isn't it? That like, actually people are not robots. We're people with emotions and like we have emotions for a reason, and it is at the very center of our being to be emotional, and ignoring that is just like saying you're a robot, you know. And I think she's kind of explaining herself to people. I relate to this in a way because I mean I wrote a song that kind of had a similar theme. It's called Man, and it's basically about me kind of assessing my own masculinity and kind of allowing myself, giving myself space to be an emotional man rather than, you know, the kind of typical like emotionless kind of thing that is kind of put on us in British society particularly. Yeah, so for me it kind of feels like she's in that same position where she's kind of feeling like she has to explain herself to people. Maybe there are people who think that she's over emotional, trying to like maybe defending herself and actually kind of telling herself, you know, you're not made wrong, you're supposed to be an emotional person. That maybe she's telling somebody else that too, allowing them to have the space to be emotional too. Or maybe it's for the listener, I don't know. Yeah, good. Yeah, I really like it actually. I really like where it goes with the strings. Right, okay, I'm adding that one to my playlist. If you haven't been following, I have this Spotify playlist. It's called Lucen's Current Vibe, and basically like I add all the songs that are really inspiring me at the moment. So when I do these reactions, I'll like, add my favourite ones to it. Yeah, it's basically what I'm listening to at the moment. So if you wanted to kind of keep up on that, then you can follow that playlist on Spotify, and the link is in the description. Yes, I am not a robot. Okay, let's go on to song number 4. This is Girls, as my friend Claire would say. She's from Essex. Oh. Oh. Creepy, huh?
Look like a girl, but I think like a guy.
Okay.
You stick to your yogurts, I'll stick to my apple pie.
I love that.
Never look a day past 30.
He's breaking down what it is to be a woman in society.
You're quick or something like a meter.
I love the vocals.
Of all the calories they eat, all they say is na 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 na.
Yeah, wow. So she's kind of criticising other women in a way. Huh. Yeah, wow. I love these lyrics. Wow. I love this. So unique, isn't it? She's such a unique artist. That real emphasis on like all the kind of things that women are kind of told that they should care about, and how so many women in our society are obsessed with calorie counting and stuff like that, you know. It's really sad actually. But as her, she feels like she's being like suppressed by that feeling, you know. Yeah. So she doesn't subscribe to all those things, and she feels like maybe she's going the opposite way to everybody else, but she's willing to stand out, you know. I love that. That's such a good hook, isn't it? Na 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 na. All they say is nothing. It doesn't mean anything. It's just going around in circles. Like, yeah. It's just really cool. This album's great. Wow. Yeah. So sick. All they say is na 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 na. Yeah. Wow. Fabulous. I love that as a real criticism of society and what we put upon girls in our society. How there's so much pressure for calorie counting, how there's pressure to like be demure and keep your head down and not speak up and all those kinds of things. I get the feeling that Marina is extremely frustrated by those pressures. You know, she said that she looks like a girl but thinks like a guy. Maybe she thinks that naturally she just is like a bit on the outside and looking on and being like, okay, I don't understand what everybody's talking about. Like everybody's just obsessed with calorie counting. Everybody's just obsessed with like all these like pointless things. And to me, it's all just noise. It's just na 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 na. It doesn't, like, they're not saying anything. There's no depth to anything. And I think that she's incredibly frustrated that she can't connect with people on that level. But at the same time, she doesn't want to be on that level. So she's just gonna like drive off in the wrong direction, but she knows she's gonna get the last laugh, you know. I love that. It's so deep. I love that all these songs, they have this pop energy, but there's just so many levels to them. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting it. Do you know what I mean? I'm getting why people absolutely love Marina. Let's go on to song number 5. This is Mowgli's Road, like a reference to the Jungle Book. What's that noise? Weird. Sounds like a toy. Love this. What a unique kind of sound that she's building here. Wow, really cool. Love that. 10 silver spoons coming after me. So it's something about the rich. Okay. I really like this. This is actually so good. Just in terms of like the production and the sound that's created, this like galloping, frenetic kind of nature with the darkness, it's just really tangible. I'm not sure what it's about yet. Whoa, yeah. So she's got like faced with some sort of decision. Oh, yes. Oh my god, this is so creepy. That's fabulous. Oh my god. Yes. Taking the unforsaken road, huh? So maybe it's like people judging her decisions. I love the use of the monkey. That was so clever. In a rhythmic effect, and then the monkey almost seems to be speaking with her. It's kind of like really creepy, actually. Love that. Wow. Oh my god, so cool. That's mad. What I absolutely loved about it was the instrumentation and the music production and stuff, because it really gave it such a unique energy, kind of this frenetic vibe, but like musically was quite minor and quite dark, almost like she was kind of like careening off the cliff. Do you know what I mean? Careening is such a good word. And just the use of that monkey sample was inspired, like so fab. Let's have a little look at the lyrics. Cuckoo. Oh my god, there's loads of like references to cutlery that because it starts off with the silver spoons. Maybe that's a representation of like the pressure to chase this kind of ideal lifestyle of like the silver spoon, like being rich, being looked after. And this idea that cutlery is chasing her the whole way through the song is such a weird metaphor, but kind of works really well. The fork in the road. So good, isn't it? And I guess that's maybe her chasing money, fame, or doing her own thing, and she feels as if like the pressure from society to look for this life is represented by the cutlery, and that's forcing her down that unforsaken road, that's forcing her to sell out. And I feel like some people would argue that in the next album she does kind of do that a bit. Just saying. Okay, let's go on to song number 6. This is Obsessions.
Sunday, wake up, last night's love affairs, looking vulnerable in my bed.
Wow, yeah.
Oof. Next minute you are an absolute creep. Got obsessions.
I like this is a little bit more stripped back. Ooh, okay, jaunty. I like where this song has gone musically. It kind of like started off very like stripped back, really focusing on the piano, and then introduced this kind of like jaunty Beatles-esque kind of rhythm. And it's going somewhere totally different again. Is that harpsichord in the background? Vocal arrangement's really cool. Obsessions and fears and anxieties. Yeah, maybe she's talking about like being with somebody and then not opening up to her, I guess. This album's really good. Looking vulnerable again. Wow. Oof. Wow. That was really good. I loved the different levels that had. Even looking at the waveform on my laptop, you can see it kind of going like small, then bigger, and then kind of going big and then reducing back down. That's something that I always consider when I'm writing a song is this dynamic profile. So which bits are quiet, which bits are loud, and how you get from one place to the other, and what shape your song takes, which is something that I love to see. There's something about that lyric I love. Sunday, wake up, give me a cigarette. Last night's love affair is looking vulnerable in my bed. I don't know why, there's just something about that I really like. It tells a lot without saying much, you know? Yeah, okay. So there's this weird moment where they're in the supermarket and she's feeling extremely anxious, like just choose a packet of crisps, they're all the same. For some reason, the pressure's overwhelming, and instead of dealing with it, she's facing a week without food. I don't know, it's getting to a place where she's so highly anxious that she is like turning and walking out without any food, you know. I think when it comes to anxiety, you can't just like squash it, because often these things then bubble up in the weirdest ways, like when you're trying to buy a packet of crisps. And I think that's kind of what she's saying. Maybe in writing these songs, she's kind of giving herself a little bit more freedom to feel those anxieties and actually process them and deal with them healthily. Okay, let's go on to song number 7. This is Hollywood. Ooh. Okay, American Dream, huh? Okay. Wow. Criticising the American Hollywood thing, yeah. I like the synths. Ah, yes. I love that into the chorus, really cool. It's these two levels again, isn't it? You know, I'm obsessed with the mess that's America. Okay, so this is, yeah, so Ancient Dreams, the one about America in that as well, wasn't it, you know?
Oh my god, you look just like Shakira. No, actually, my name's
Marina, yes.
Marina.
Yeah, people trying to put her in a box. Yeah, so she's just got to LA after signing and she's obsessed with the mess. Like, she kind of like doesn't want to be obsessed with it, but there's these two sides to it, you know. All of her songs have these kind of like different levels to them, you know. So her criticisms of America go all the way back to her first album. This actual album is actually far closer to Ancient Dreams in a Modern Land than it is to Electra Heart, isn't it, you know? Interesting, huh? I liked that. As a song, that one didn't get me going as much as some of the others, but like really interesting to hear her like first foray into criticizing America. It kind of is really like painting out this like idea that there's a level of expectation on her as a woman, there's a level of expectation on her, you know, trying to be a star in this industry. So this song particularly does kind of sum up a lot of the themes of the album so far. Oh, okay, so like, yeah, okay, puking American dreams. Oh wow, okay. So it's almost like Hollywood has like told Americans what that they should expect from their life, and things aren't living up to that. And it's slowly turning their minds grey, criticising the obsession with the American dream in a way that it's giving up people unrealistic expectations. And in reality, although it's supposed to be like, you know, giving everybody something to work for 90% of people, it's just unobtainable goals that's just gonna make them unhappy. I love how these songs are they work on a lot of levels. They're very deep and very critical and very political. You know, obviously starting on Ancient Dreams is a weird one, but now I'm starting to realise that actually like that is more of what Marina is about, you know, and maybe it was her returning to her roots. I'd be interested to get your opinion on that, actually. Okay, let's go on to the next song on the album. This is The Outsider, song number 8.
Feeling like a loser, feeling like a bum.
There's a borrowed chord there, which is quite cool. Ooh.
I can't work again. Been to some fun.
Huh. Cool. I like the rhythm. Yeah. Yeah. So it's more of this idea that she's kind of looking at how she is different to other people. It doesn't seem like she's happy about being an outsider though, you know? And you know my game. I love that. Clever lyrics. I really like the lyricism actually. It's really stand out in this album. Yeah. She's on the outside again, like it's a little bit like Girls in the way that she doesn't like being the outsider and on her own, but it kind of doesn't feel like she has a choice, you know?
Inside again, inside.
Wow. Love that. Wow, she's so creative on this album. It's really cool. Let's have a little look at the lyrics actually. Oh, inside the outsider, yeah, okay. It's almost like she knows that she is quirky and different and unique, but can't find a way to sit alongside the other people in her life. It's almost like she's just like leaning into it, and like this song is giving us an insight into, so it's inside the outsider, like really giving us an insight into her head and where she is as an outsider and how she feels like she almost has to like even go even further into the weirdness. It's almost like safety being completely out of it rather than half in, half out. Does that make sense? I must say it, like I really, really appreciate the lyrics in this album. She's definitely going somewhere that's creative and unique. She has a really cool direction with every song, and they all seem to kind of fit alongside one another, kind of telling us about how she sits outside of kind of a societal norm and is very critical of what's going on the inside in loads of different layers. And I love how the songs are extremely deep and extremely kind of complex in their lyricism. Very clever, very fun as well. Okay, let's go on to song number 9. This is Hermit the Frog. Okay, interesting. Oh, this is so cool.
I'm watered down.
I love the strings.
Yeah, I feel it coming on.
Ooh, yeah.
I never knew you had such a dirty mind. The devil had control over me. I was fine.
She's really kind of playing with this idea of being a bit mad.
When my heart just burst like a glass balloon in the wrong damn room.
Yeah.
My glass balloon.
I let go of my glass balloon.
Hermit the Frog. Did you find your bitch in me?
Wow, okay.
Little bit too much like me.
This is a bit mad, actually, this song. She's leaning into the slightly bonkers side of things here.
Take a double standard love and keep it.
Huh.
And it shut it too soon now.
Yeah. Maybe she got, like, too carried on with this relationship. And she had to kind of let go of the expectations of this relationship because she was let down. Cool. I love that she goes to a really kind of playful place very often. Almost like she's kind of singing to kind of ignore the voices in her head, you know. We let go, okay.
Broke a glass balloon.
Wow, that's a really unique one, huh? That one really had such a kind of bonkers energy to it. And like she musically takes it places that you don't expect, and that kind of gives it this, like a kind of a lift that almost feels like it's, you know, slightly manic in a sense. Do you know what I mean? Which is incredibly intelligent. Let's have a little look at the lyrics, see if that kind of matches up with that. I love the second verse where she goes, they call him Hermit the Frog, he's looking for a dog. Did you find a bitch in me? Oh, you're abominable socially. You're just a little bit too much like me. It's so clever. She turns it around in that line there, doesn't it? Because she's being very critical of him and kind of saying, you know, he's clingy, attached to her. Did you find your bitch in me? Did you find the dog? You know, someone who's just going to follow you around and do what you say. And then she turns it around and says, you're a bit too much like me. And she admits that her and herself is kind of almost maybe the same, which is really, yeah, very clever, huh? She is in this toxic relationship and it's making her question herself, and she's going a bit mad, she's going a bit insane, that she can't be herself around him, and that's making her go mad. I love that that is reflected in the music as well as the lyrics. Yeah, so she decides to let go of the glass balloon, like, you know, it was inflated with all her expectations, but in the end was actually glass, was actually very fragile, and it shatters, like, you know, it has no substance. Yeah, very cool, love that. Lyrics, man. Let's go on to song number 10. This is Oh No. Cool. Oh, I like this. Almost like a disco energy. The bass is sick. Love it. Yeah, don't need money, don't need fame, I just need to make a change. Yeah. Love this. She's really coming into her own. Ha. I really like this, actually. The production on it's a little bit more like poppy and a bit more like but still has that kind of real kind of quirky manic edge. It's fab. Wow, yeah. TV taught me how to feel, now real life has no appeal. Amazing. Love this. She's really like embracing her quirkiness. Love it. And now becoming my own self-fulfilled prophecy. Oh no. I wonder why she's saying oh no. Maybe she's, you know, not sure that she does want to go off and be completely bonkers. Ooh, very cool. Oh, I love that. That was so cool. Was that a single? It has single energy to it. I don't know. She is really coming into her own in terms of her personality. She's like, I know exactly what I want and who I want to be. I know why I walk and talk like a machine. It's kind of like, I'm bonkers. You don't need to understand it, but I do. And I'm happy with that. But maybe is she not happy with it? Because she then says, I'm becoming my own self-fulfilled prophecy. Oh no. Is it a sarcastic, oh no? Or is it actually like, wait, maybe I'm not going to fit in with society and maybe that's, you know, actually not great. There's definitely like two sides to this, because she says like, I don't need money, don't need fame, I just want to make a change. And then she says, I just want to change. It's like, I want a change or I want to change, you know? There's kind of a double meaning there, and it's like, is she actually happy being this person who is very, unique, the outsider, or does she want to change? But yet she's bringing in that side of the societal criticism again, because she's saying, if you're not careful, your possessions will possess you. TV taught me how to feel, now real life has no appeal. Such good lyrics. Wow, like, yeah, I love that. Yeah, okay. Such an interesting song, because on the surface it kind of feels like a self-love kind of anthem, but there's very much another layer when you kind of read between lines there. Yeah. Oof, I love it. It's so good. Let's go on to song number 11. This is Rootless.
I'm a cloud drifting by, tears from the sky.
Huh. I like that.
Leper with a golden bell.
Huh. Yeah, she's definitely feeling ostracized.
Choking on a chicken bone. No sweet home.
Home sweet, no sweet home. Huh. Wow. She's definitely like worried about having ostracized herself in a way. Yeah, maybe she's worried that like in her fiercely kind of following her own path, has she just completely abandoned her roots and like her chance of a settled home, Yeah, she doesn't feel like she's part of anything bigger. Wow. Cut me free of love, huh? I love this idea that she's like pulled up her roots and she's running away. She's kind of maybe escaping the humdrum and the normal and the settled, but she's worried about that, Yeah. So it's this imagery that she's like running away and they caught her and cut her roots off. Maybe it's this idea that she can't feel settled in herself and she feels like society has cut off what it is that makes her her, Wow, that's dark. Yeah, that song was actually very full of doubt, really, wasn't it? I think in her own volition, because she very much like signals that she is independent and is fiercely being herself, but yeah, maybe in not having any roots and feeling like there's nowhere that she can call home, that really feels that she's maybe doubting that decision. Let me know what you think. These songs all have so many different levels of meaning, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on like what they all mean and everything. Okay, let's go on to the next song. Okay, this is the penultimate song on the album. This is song number 12. This is Numb.
One track inside my petri dish.
Her lyrics are so bonkers, aren't they?
Feel the most of the time. I got dark only to shine.
Wow, I love that.
It's a reasonable sacrifice for girlfriends.
Wow. She really feels like she's isolated. It's almost like she's kind of, in her like anxiety, she's cut herself off from everybody and cut herself off from her own emotions. This song has got a very different energy to it. It's kind of almost like medieval, isn't it? Maybe not medieval, kind of classical,
I get dark and I'm in hell.
Really like talking about depression, I think. Wow. Wow, that's so powerful to really go out into that blown out, like, choral moment, And it's kind of almost religious, isn't it? I got dark only to shine. Maybe it's because, like, she's going quite fiercely in one direction, maybe to try and find success. Or maybe it's this idea that she's kind of getting dark to write these songs so that she can shine, Wow, interesting, huh? Yeah, so quite a dark song there with kind of this religious element to it, with these kind of choral sounds. Let's have a look at the lyrics. Like, to me, it sounds as if she's talking about how almost maybe she's pursued depression and let herself stew in depression almost in order to like write music, you know, being silent, being numb, feeling numb, cutting herself off and taking herself to a dark place so that she can shine. Like she feels like there's a need for her to go to the darkest depths of her emotion in order to write good music, you know. It is dark, isn't it, you know? It really does spell out the kind of oxymoronic nature of that, you know. The lower I get, the higher I climb, I get dark just to shine, you know. Really poetic, fabulous. I really like it actually. Before we go into the final song, if you've got this far, then I feel like you should probably subscribe because you've watched like, I don't know, 20 minutes of the video now. And I think that it's time for you to commit and click that subscribe button. It's very easy. And also click the like button. That's also very easy. Okay, let's go on to the last song. This is Guilty. Oof. Okay. Ooh, very different energy here. Metallic.
Hiding body parts. I'm a guilty one.
Interesting.
Troubled one.
I'm troubled and I'm guilty.
Forgive her.
And I won't be forgiven. Wow. What's she guilty of all?
Not forgive because it's hard done.
I haven't figured out what she's guilty for yet. It does have this feeling of being on the run, though, doesn't it? The music.
I left it bruised and black and lame, and I won't be forgiven. Hard done. Spent years singing to forget.
Ooh. Spent your singing. No regrets. Maybe she's feeling like she's sold out. Maybe she's guilty of selling out.
I've been sorry all these years.
I've been sorry all these years. I love how she uses her voice. Woof.
And I'm never forgiven.
Yeah, huh. She's repeating this quite a lot. I'm not quite sure what she's getting at though. She definitely feels that she's done something wrong. Interesting way to end the album, like. I love the sound of it. I love the kind of almost like metallic drums that kind of give it this like pace. It does sound like she's on the run. It does sound like she's running from something that she's done. I was just a kid and all I really wanted was my father, huh? Spent years singing to forget, spent years singing no regret. Then suddenly it all becomes clear, I've been sorry all these years. Wow. She feels guilty for something she did when she was a child, maybe. Maybe she's kind of feel like maybe she's been ignoring her heritage and been ignoring her family. But she's kind of saying, I was just a child, all I wanted was my father and I was acting out because of that. But maybe she realises that she's been feeling sorry all these years. She's been on the run. She's been, you know, singing to forget and trying to ignore things, but now she's realizing like that actually she has harbored that guilt for a long time. I still don't know what she's referring to. Let me know what you think it's about. Okay, so that's the whole album. Overall, I enjoyed this one, I think, a lot more than the previous two I've listened to. I just love the lyricism. There's so many layers to it. It feels very political, very like criticizing society, very much her discovering who she is. So it has very strong themes, you know, which I really appreciate. And I love when an album really does feel like a single piece. And yeah, I feel like it really tells us so much about who she is. Not as like poppy and hooky, but I kind of appreciate it for that. She like goes to places that musically that are really interesting and you don't hear that often, and really takes it to quite a kind of manic, slightly bonkers level, but I really appreciate it being that unfiltered, you know. And lyrically gives you so much to chew over, so many clever lyrics that have so many double meanings and real interest. Like she's really flexing her poetic muscles here, and I really appreciate seeing that. It's great. I think it's the best album I've heard from her so far. I haven't heard Fruit or Love and Fear, so I have to see if I revise my opinion after that, but yeah, really loved it. Yeah, make sure to let me know like what the kind of discourse is surrounding Marina, because I know that it's quite a kind of complex story that she's had. And I'd be interested. Now I've heard the first album, I'm really interested to hear what's going on with her. So thanks for tuning in all the way to the end of the video. This was a really cool one to do, and I'm really glad I got back into Marina again. I'll definitely be doing Fruit and Love and Fear at some point, so make sure to subscribe if you want to see those videos in the future. And if you haven't checked out my earlier Marina reactions, I'll leave a link for you. Before we finish the video, let's do the Song of the Week. Okay, so this week for my Song of the Week, I'm going to go to Christine the Queens. I feel like if you're a Marina fan and you haven't heard Christine the Queens, you should really listen to her. There's definitely a real intrigue there, real interest that I feel like you probably enjoy. So yeah, so my Song of the Week this week is Doesn't Matter. Yeah, there's like something about Christine the Queen's like production, her style, her artistry that I really enjoy. Like her music is always kind of has this like kind of almost stilted kind of Prince-like kind of trip kind of rhythm, but then it kind of goes into like some really beautiful places. Like this particular song like kind of goes into more like melodic places that really kind of juxtapose with this kind of like slightly bitty thing. Yes, that's Doesn't Matter by Christine the Queens. I will add it to my Song of the Week playlist, and you can check that out, link in the description. But cool. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you next week for another video. Taylor Swift next week, Adele the week after. Make sure to tune in. I will see you soon. Bye.